Hello and welcome everybody to the University of Idaho broadcast. Here today we have a guest, Leigh Cooper, um, and this is in preparation for our game tonight against Keene University in League of Legends. Our varsity team will be going up against that. For now, we're going to have a discussion with Leigh and find out what she does here at the university and how she got here and stuff like that. So, if you could introduce yourself and talk about a little bit about what you do here.
Sure. My name is Leigh Cooper. I work for the University Communications and Marketing team. My job, for all intents and purpose, is I am managing editor and science writer for them. That means I spend my days doing a couple different things. We have a bunch of writers on staff. I help edit them, help them shape their pieces that will go on the website. Sometimes helping with news releases, helping with the stories that go in the magazine, anything like that. When I get a chance, I do actually will write a piece here and then when I get a time. Otherwise, I have been spending my time putting together the Vandal Theory podcast, which is the university's podcast all about science and research. You should check it out.
That sounds fantastic. Where would someone find this podcast?
We're on pretty much all the main Spotify platforms: Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, um, Apple. Yeah,
Okay,
we're
and
on
what
pretty much all of them.
what is the name of the podcast?
The Vandal Theory,
The
and
Vandal.
if you Google the Vandal Theory, University of Idaho, you'll also find us on the university website as well.
Fantastic. Okay, so then the articles that you're writing, is that just on like is it the website or where all do those end up?
Um, so the fun part about writing for a big organization like this is your work gets to go in all different places, and it'll oftentimes show up in the most unique places that you didn't know was happening. Most of mine will end up online. That's kind of their home base, but they might go to our Here We Have Idaho alumni magazine. They might get cut up, and you might find, one quote put into a postcard that goes to 16-year-olds looking at colleges. You might find a short blurb in one of the college newsletters, anything like that. So oftentimes it gets parceled out wherever it's needed.
All right, that sounds fantastic. Okay, so I was wondering some questions about how you got here. Why that's always been an interesting conversation that we have with our guests is how in the world they ended up in Moscow, Idaho. So what brought you here?
It is a long roundabout story. I wanted to be a s- I wanted to be a scientist, and started with going to undergrad in Minnesota, St. Olaf College, if anybody knows it. Well known for its singing groups. Um, I went there to become a biologist. Ended up doing a little bit of outdoor education for a couple of years. Actually went and got a PhD in ecology and evolutionary biology in Boulder, and realized I didn't like research. Like, did not like it. I did not. Some people are just born to do that, never ever having a list of questions to go and figure out.
Hmm.
I liked learning about it, but I didn't like the day to day aspects of what it takes to go and actually do the science. Cheers to the people who love doing that. So I wanted to be a science writer. I decided. I didn't know that was a job, and I met a science writer just as I was finishing up, and they were like, you know what? I've read your writing. I'm going to hook you up. We're going to get you into Santa Cruz. Has a wonderful science communication program. So I went there for a year, and you learn. It's basically a 1 year just crazily compacted courses on science communication in all forms. Went to DC for a couple years, working there as a science writer. But I grew up in Montana for the most part, and Washington D.C. was just a lot to live in.
Hmm.
Gorgeous city, wonderful to visit, but a lot to live in. And I wanted to come back out west, and a science writing position opened up here.
Okay, so what would you consider to be your most interesting science article that you've ever written? What do you love diving into?
Ah, gosh, that's such a hard question for me. Um, there are some that are like your babies of like they're just your favorites. I interviewed a sea turtle expert at one point. I interviewed somebody who worked on how hippos moved nutrients around the landscape, and that it was just fascinating. Because they poop it back in the river, and like enough to like change the river composition. It's amazing. But one of my favorites is actually sometimes my favorites are the ones that I didn't know anything about, so I'm learning from scratch.
Hmm.
Because, like I said, I love learning about the science, and as a science writer, um, one of the best things in the world is you basically get to walk into any room and say, "You are the expert. Give me a personal lesson about the thing that you are most excited about." So
Oh.
it's like being a student for life. And one of my favorites was one of the first stories that I wrote here at University of Idaho. Jason Barnes out of the College of Science. He's a physicist. He is part of a project called Dragonfly, which is multiple universities are working on this, and they're working with NASA as they're actually going to send a rocket to uh, one of the moons of Saturn called Titan. And Titan is one of the moons that there's a decent. If there's a moon that has, remnants or signs of life,
Hmm.
this is going to be one of those. And they are sending this rocket there, and the rocket is carrying Dragonfly, which is basically a VW Beetle-sized um, drone craft,
Okay.
and it's going to fly around and take samples. And I knew nothing about Titan. I don't know anything about rockets or um, any of this type of science. So learning that from scratch and on this project that is huge. I mean, it's a NASA space project.
Yeah.
Um, was just amazing.
So
And
how are they going to be like monitoring the chemical makeup of the atmosphere?
yes,
Okay, so they're going to be
the
looking for signs
atmosphere,
of
the
life based on.
soils, anything, and there's the soil isn't made like soil that we know. It's
Yeah.
made of these like weird. Jason's gonna get mad at me if I get this wrong. Um, Google it just to make sure. Um, but these kind of weird carbons, I want to say they're hydrocarbons. I don't know about that. Um, anyway, these weird materials that aren't what we consider regular soils,
Right.
and it's a fascinating moon
Yeah.
system, and yeah, it'll be really exciting to see what they find out.
Yeah. Because life may not always be what we expect of it. It doesn't have to be carbon based. We don't know.
It's really fascinating, and the reason they think that. Gosh, I shouldn't say these things. I should have read up on this before I did it.
You know you're going to get quizzed.
Yeah, one of the so there's lots of weird interactions because it does have some atmosphere,
Hmm.
and then it has these weird what I'll call sands instead of soils, and then it's icy, so you can also punch through the ice.
Hmm.
Not the dragonfly, but like asteroids and stuff. Will punch through it, and liquids will come out. So you have all these things that could interact in a potential primordial soup.
Yeah.
So we'll go
Fascinating.
see.
Hmm. Love it. That is totally up my alley. Um, okay, so in also in the realm of science, let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
Excellent. Excellent segue.
Yes. Because I hear that you are a partaker of Dungeons and Dragons.
I am. I have played for 5 years at this point.
All right. What
Yes,
would you
that's
say
right.
is your favorite class?
Oh, I don't know.
What type of character do you?
It's
Who do you?
so fun to try the new ones on
Hmm.
and see how they do. My first character was a paladin, and you read online, paladins get all this kind of get pushed aside, I feel,
Hmm.
because originally they were written very much as the warrior for good, and I only do good, and I'm very stick in the mud sort of uh, character. Uh, but now they have a bunch of different types of oaths that the paladin can take instead of just kind of stick in the mud, follow the rules, paladin. Um, So you can have a lot more fun with it. And
Okay.
mine was searching for her lost brother, and she was going to do anything that she needed to find her brother.
Okay.
So
Were you happy with, if I recall correctly, the Dungeons and Dragons movie? The paladin in there. I forget what his
Jean
name
Rene
was.
Page.
Yeah. Do you feel like that was an accurate representation of what a
I
paladin
think
would be?
that was a more of a reputation of the standard
Yeah.
paladin, but he played it very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he did a really nice job with it.
Yeah.
It
He
was a
did.
pretty good movie, actually,
Mm-hmm.
and with lots of little uh, Easter eggs for Dungeon and Drag. You could figure out like, oh, I know what like rule from the game, why that happened, and as like a non Dungeons and Dragons player, it was still funny and everything. But you were as a player, you were like, yes, I know what just happened there.
Mm-hmm.
I know what spell that was, or I know what they bombed that roll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
they totally did. Favorite character from that movie?
oh gosh, let's see. I mean, Chris Pine's Bard is always
Yeah.
exceptional.
Yeah, it is.
Um, but yeah, I don't know if I had a favorite. The sorcerer was funny.
Mm-hmm. I would have to go with the dragon.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That was so
The
funny when he came out of the cave.
I that was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what a fun way to portray a dragon.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
And so, I hear that you recently started playing Baldur's Gate 3 also?
I did. I've never owned a console in my entire life.
Mhm.
And the Dungeons and Dragons is a gateway drug to I feel getting into Baldur's Gate 3, so I did buy a PlayStation. And I spent all of Thanksgiving break googling like what the different control buttons meant, cuz they'd say like, "Oh, find your inventory in like R1." And then I didn't know what R1 was, so I had to google it all. So, I am getting there,
But
slowly but surely.
you now know what it means to say when somebody says to press the R1 button.
I do know. I know
Okay.
which button that is. I can do that one.
All right. Congrats on that.
Baby steps.
Baby steps indeed. Okay. Well, we have a tradition here on our pregame interviews of giving jerseys to our guests.
Well,
And so
thank you.
here's one of our official jerseys.
Excellent. I've
Um,
been jealous of your guys' jerseys on the
Thank you.
wall
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah, Evelyn's done a fantastic job of designing those, and we've got a new design coming up in the spring that we're excited about. A couple different routes that she's going with that, but I don't want to give. Okay, there's going to be an outline of Joe Vandal on
Excellent.
the shirt. It's going to be a fantastic shirt, I think. So
Well, good luck on your championships and to the teams as they take these on.
thank you. Yeah, and tonight, yeah, our League of Legends team takes on Keene University out of New Jersey. And I believe that our casters are going to be taken over in just a second here. But if we win tonight, we are on to a national championship. So good luck to our Vandals. And yeah, we're looking forward to the match tonight.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to them.
All righty. Thank you. And I believe we're going to be heading over